Crisp Sunday afternoon as the calendar turns to March. Of course, you can always count on some good pregame tailgates for lacrosse. The Penn fans out in droves to see their Quakers this weekend in the Triangle. A Penn team that on Friday scored the first goal against Carolina, but then the Heels ripped off 6 straight. Skane on the run. Big stop early from Patrick Jamieson. Switched out with Ryan McLaughlin, LSM. Duke rotates it around to Max Slope. Junior's got a shorty matchup. McAdory, time and room. Bolivar around the bend. And Carroll stops it between the legs. Back to Rubin, senior from Massachusetts. Mulligan doesn't have a goal yet this year, but a handful of assists. He had 2 Friday. 10 for Penn. Rubin's a lefty. Back to the strong hand to sting the quarter. The whirlybird from Cam Rubin. Penn 1-0.
Rubin loves to work outside. Right, he's gonna come back to his left hand. Rubin gets a lot of damage in up top from the outside. Rolls back to his strong hand, uses the earth, and gets one to go.
Isolation situation out on Jake Wilson as the shot clock ticks down early on. Keep some fresh legs for the fourth quarter.
And I think that's what you're going to see with a Friday-Sunday matchup. Seeing if you guys can get some depth in with each team.
Cole Kraus extending out. Nate Lucchese, the true freshman, bounces it in. The juice on the Penn sideline evident as Lucchese gets his 3rd of the season.
Lucchese out of Radnor, his 3rd goal of the season. Bounce shots will go. You can see it here, starts from the back, works up top. They're getting in through the midfield, rolls back to his right hand. His defender falls, take it to go.
Wonderful start for Penn. Quakers have also won the first 2 faceoffs. Menendez pulls away the 3rd from that scrum. Turnovers were a big problem in the early going for Duke Friday. Hasn't been today. Pappendick's denied. Carroll gets low for the kick save.
And they give it to Penn.
This is McGuire, the shorty. He'll hustle off. Here's Ben Johnston. He was nuts on Friday. 5 goals, a career high, and Pappendick gets Duke on the board. First started attack for Jack Pappendick, and he cuts into the Penn advantage.
They switch personnel for Duke, right? They run off, get their personnel in, get guys in out of the box, and Pappendick with a beautiful step-down shot. You know, getting new guys in, 2 transfers, a good freshman out of New York. There's just different options. It's a different team, and there's no more standing around. There can't be.
At Duke's starting attack unit last year, Brennan O'Neill, Josh Zawada, Dyson Williams combined for 224 points. That's more than 20 Division I teams had combined.
Big time hit.
Throwing shoulders all over the place. Stevie Davis, former running back, gets laid out. Charlie Johnson leaves him on the ground.
He ignites that offense and can go both ways, midfield and attack.
Had the short stick matchup, but then Penn got Lavelle sliding adjacent. He'll take that all day. Sloat bodied up by McMullen. Johnston back to his favorite left hand. Carroll stands tall once more. Griffin Skane, brother of Izzy, junior from Clarkston, Michigan. Off to Lucchese. Hayden McGuire trying to jam it in there. Hoffman on the freshman Warrington. Jamieson dropping low.
Just like McAdory, there's just such hard dodgers that I think that if you can get a slide coming in, I think it's that attack that's really going to benefit from the midfielders that dodge so hard. And they just always have their heads up.
Bolivar's a great feeder. In front, BTB! Luke Graham ties us at 2, his 11th of the year.
Patience. Patience is something that this Duke offense is doing here. Right, Moliver sitting at X. And you're getting Graham just cutting in, right? With his left hand, he does so much damage in the inside on this crease. Right behind his back, increases his angle as he's drifting away from the goal. It's just patience, right? Be patient on the crease, see what opens up. Moliver to Graham.
Penn leaves it on the ground, and here comes Pappendick. Right to the cage. Carroll snuffs it out.
That's a big-time save.
Patterson, former soccer star in high school before his freshman year at Hobart. Also high academics, easy for him to transfer into the Ivy with a 3-7. Mulligan stings the cage. That's what Penn's been looking for. Great ball movement, fill it in the backside for Casey Mulligan's first of the year.
Mulligan's first goal of the year. But let's start with this beautiful save. Right, in transition, one-on-one with the goalie. Huge save. And then on this goal, Patterson, right, the Hobart transfer. Mulligan gets it right, comes in here, just a step down righty.
Had a tryout with the Dallas Cowboys after he wrapped up his Duke lacrosse career. But those are special athletes.
Yeah, Danowski said, right, he loves kids that just love to play, those multi-sport athletes. He calls all of his guys alphas.
That is Andrew McAdory, never afraid of the moment. Oliver has it knocked away. Great hands from Tyler Keel. Oliver drops it once more. Have to wait for that flag. Penn initially thought it was their possession, but we'll get another look.
And I thought initially it was going to be a push in the back, but then he comes in front of him.
Yeah, that is finishing your tackle if you're Brendan Lavelle. We want to talk football.
McAdory coming out of the box. I think that that would be a hard switch, and I think that that's something that we could see in the second half, but I think coming out of the box, that would just be a little bit tough.
Liam Kirschis feeds the middle. Pappendick stick stop. Carroll makes a second. Emmett Carroll from the seat of his pants denies Duke.
Yeah, it's those active sticks right in the inside. I think Penn's looking to start their offense. It almost seems like down low, and they're trying to get guys up top, but these active sticks have just been so well.
5 to shoot. Provo shut off. Skane skips it in. Not much of an angle, barely any goal to look at, but Griffin Skane with his 7th of the year.
Skane uses his defender as a shield on the goalie. Skane gets this ball and shoots it between his legs. I'm sorry, not even that he used him as a shield, he shot it between his legs. And gets it to go, big time shot.
He scored in that exact fashion against Michigan, the overtime game winner. Oliver with the lefty jumper. He can do it with both hands.
And that's the exact same thing that I was talking about, but he tried that on the right side. He gets it on the left side, a little bit different. He can score, right? He's such a threat, right-handed, left-hand. You have to respect both hands. He just comes upfield. This is a low-angle shot. Lefty, and he gets one to go. Big-time player, Moliver.
Duke also doing its part to expand and grow the game of lacrosse. In a couple weeks, they'll play Denver down in Texas. Oliver can't split the wickets of Carroll. Lavelle walking the dog away from a ferocious Duke ride. Cusolito combines with Delgado to knock it out. Penn gets a long stick onto Moliver. Cusolito against the freshman Paul Van Bostelar. Knocks him over, push in the back coming. McAdory can make magic from anywhere. He's still looking for his first point today. Skip pass, McAdory. Johnson thought about it, but McAdory lets it rip. '98th career goal for the St. Anthony's product. We're knotted up at 4.
McAdory on the man up, right? They're just skipping the ball. They're spinning the ball, and it's a 2-on-1. I mean, that's how you run a successful man up. You get guys to go, and it's just a draw and dump. McAdory step down shot.
That's always a portion of it for these high-achieving programs. John Danowski says he recruits a lot of type A guys who are used to being perfect, always having success. Leo Hoffman held scoreless on Friday, is on the board. Penn is back in the lead. Right out of the timeout, a perfect set for the Quakers.
Hard dodge, initial dodge from the sideline. Right, you get that slide going upfield. Leo Hoffman just sits right in that pocket. You see it right here, right on that step down shot. Skip passes, expands the defense, right? Then you're rotating a lot, and you want to try to find the guy right in the middle, especially if he's really dynamic, like Blake.
3 on the man up. Still have a little time for Penn's defense to get scheduled. Skane hustling back. Johnston skips it in. Off the earth into the cage, Ben Johnston with his first of the afternoon.
And when the man up expires, you have 3 to 5 seconds until you're all even. So some teams take advantage of that 3 seconds, and that's exactly what Duke does, right? Penn's trying to match up here, coming in. Ben Johnston with a step down shot, like you said, uses the earth and bounces it in the top left corner.
Warren, the shot never had an angle. Cusalito on Canet. 2 wiry vets, 20 to shoot for Duke. Johnston, right corner, right place, right time.
Ben Johnston from Avon Old Farms, 12th goal of the season. You're gonna see here right on this replay, right at ZX. And Lavelle's been playing really, really good defense. And then Johnston's kind of lost. And not necessarily was that Lavelle's guy, but he was the one that got out there. And then you go up against them in the spring.
The face-off tally, it's Penn 8, Duke 5. The Blue Devils ahead on the score sheet. Tack on another one. Max Sloat, lefty ripper.
Max Sloat. And that's what I've been waiting for, right, this whole game, to see if we can get midfielders for Duke to attack their people and just get head-down dodges going north to south. That's exactly what Sloat does, right? Catches that ball and approaches his defender. He didn't approach his defender too late, high and wide, runs on the left alley, split.
You and I chatted about it. How do you get Carroll off his game? Penn goalie was so good in the first half.
Yeah, and I think something, good save.
Jamison with the stop. Back in the 2010 NCAA quarterfinal. CJ Costabile would go on to win the national championship for Duke with that goal in OT against Notre Dame. Curtis on the board with the bouncer. First goal in 3 games for the freshman out of Shoreham, Wading River.
Curtis, the freshman out of Long Island. These bounce shots are going, right? Getting the slide. If you don't go, shoot it. Right, these high bouncers using the carpet. These Duke midfielders have been playing well right here in the second half, and they've been playing well all game, but I think that these bouncers have been getting past Carroll. Make a save here, right? Get right back into the game.
Sloat's got a second half score, and he feeds Molliver for another. Second for the Maryland transfer, Eric Molliver. And Duke ripping off a 5-0 run to start this second half. Blue Devil offense is red hot.
Out of Woodward Academy, Georgia. Such a good attacking for Duke.
He joined us a little late. Should also mention Jack Papadick still up there starting his first game in attack. 8 and white. McAdory with a couple moves. Carroll stops this low attack. 2 second-half shots for Penn. 8 shots on goal in the game. Provost to Leo Hoffman. Feet in front. Lucchese denied. Graham Blake in there up top. Knows plenty of these Penn players well. Former Harvard Crimson attacker. Oliver feeds the middle, and Graham tucks it home. Grad Student Connection makes it 10-5 Duke.
And I was just going to say, watch out for Graham in the middle. Does so much of his damage down there on the crease. When you have an active attackman that plays in the middle on a man up,
not much action to speak of offensively in the second half for these Quakers. Patterson almost knocked out of play. The strength of McGuire coming up again. Now he might run it to half field. Even further as Penn figures things out defensively. Graham left alone, and Carroll gets low to stop him.
In this third quarter, in the second half. Right, it's just fun to watch. And you got to be careful here for Penn too, right? You got to play fundamentally sound defense or it could get out of hand.
McAdory, Papendick. Carroll made the stop. Lavelle ended up with his backside in the cage. Carroll committed first, Lavelle a couple months later. These two 3-year roommates conjoined at the hip. Skane getting to the righty. Jamison with the big spoon. Only the 5th save for Patrick Jamison. He has not been tested much.
Yeah, not been tested, but when tested, he's played well.
Rubin a pass to nobody. Jamison a heave as the clock ticks. He's playing catch with Emmett Carroll. Duke explodes out of the halftime locker room.
But it's a Duke defense that's played better.
Lucchese hops it right into the stick of Jamison. This Penn offense also played the entire 4 quarters against Carolina. Not much rest. Christmas in transition. His 6th poll goal of 2025.
You love to see when Poles run the floor. Matt Christmas is just so good at what he does. Switches to his left hand here too. Gets the ground ball, goes out into transition. Respect the shooter, and they do, but a beautiful job by Matt Christmas here.
The bullet train from Bethesda pings a corner.
Spin the ball around, use some of the shot clock, and get a high percentage shot.
Blake around the edge. Graham a good look. Carroll made the initial stop, grabs the ground ball. Provo shut down by Johnson. Bard and Smith on the battle. Shot clock ticking down for Penn. Scramble for the ball on the opposite side. And either way, it's Duke possession. Griffin Skane's high school coach John Bersner over at Culver Academy said he's someone that will finish a game with bumps, bruises, welts, and won't say a word after.
He's a fighter, lays it out for the team.
Great look right before the shot clock expires, but Blake sends it right to Carroll.
Right, getting defenders to switch and keep coming upfield. Shot goes wide, but that was a good 2-man for Penn.
Can the Quakers find any cracks? Hoffman with 10. Provo step down, stopped by Jamison.
for an early slide. Every coach does something different.
Duke playing it straight up, and Cam Rubin tacking one on for the Quakers. His strength is an outside shooter. That's his second.
Cam Rubin lets it fly from deep. One of the best shooters on Penn.
Couple early season lumps for Syracuse and Virginia. Syracuse, a team thought to be loaded at the outset. Two minutes left. Smith can't break past the Duke defense. Late hit comes.
Yeah, and for this group, for Penn, you know, coming out 0-2 on the ACC Ivy League Challenge, there's a lot of positives to take away from this. Right, regroup with your guys. Offensive schemes, they just got to do a little bit better on offense.
But the Duke offense found its form in the second half. 7 goals after the halftime break, and an 11-6 win